Do many of you muse over just how many inexperienced and obviously undertrained drivers are out on our roads today? Do most of you laugh at the various bonehead truckers videos and think about, well, how embarrassing that must be? Well, if you do, you're not alone.
A trainer will get you so you get just by. You know, he shows you the ropes and says, okay, here you go, you're on your own. A mentor is somebody who actually will take the time out of their day and show you how to do it properly and keep working with you until you're able to do it on your own or you feel comfortable enough doing it on your own.
Today I want to talk about something that cuts right to the core of why so many truckers, new ones mostly, wind up frustrated, burnt out, or even scared out of their own trucks for the simple fact of the lack of real-world training. Howdy-ho and greetings. Welcome to Truckin City Journal. Coming to you from deep inside, perched behind the Truth in Broadcasting microphone at the command center. We can make trucking great again. If you're a current subscriber, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, take a moment, become a subscriber. You, my friend, need your voice heard, and this is the channel to do it. Now, if you're a recent graduate of one of these training schools that run today, you really need to consider the truth here. These programs, they're designed to do just one thing, and that's train you for the basics, and they do it with speed, and they do it because it profits. Listen up, because I've got an interesting way to think about this whole idea of training that could make a dent in what we see rather than what we drive. So stick around to the end. I'm sure you're going to appreciate what I've got to say. If you're one of those recent graduates, welcome to the industry. But take heart. That's just the beginning. Sure, you might know how to get the truck rolling. You might know how to shift a gear or two. But have you been shown the different parts of trucking? Do you know how to sling chains in the winter? Do you know which lanes are best to run? All I'm saying is, you know enough to run a truck, but you don't know enough to give up. That's where today's discussion comes in. You know, it's quite exciting to sit back in the seat of a truck and admit that you learned everything by the school of hard knocks and try to act like the big boys without the actual knowledge behind it. First, let me address something real obvious here. There's a lot of people out here that consider themselves vets. I'm talking to you about really caring and really giving a thought to the future of this industry. To those million milers that have experience and the know-how that I'm beginning to refer to in this video, don't just be so hesitant to show others what you know. It's not like you're turning state's evidence. You're helping others. In this video, we're going to get into the power of mentorship. Real mentorship. I mean, I'm talking about those people out here like you and me that have been out here at least a decade, traveled at least 1 million miles. We have seen different parts of the industry. We'll sit there in a heartbeat and we'll throw jokes at them. We'll make them look funny. And we won't hesitate to pick up a camera and put them on bonehead truckers. Ike likes the content. Keep it coming. But here's the thing. Are we solving anything? Are we helping anyone? Just saying. And if you're new in trucking, don't be afraid to reach out. The internet is filled, literally filled, with reasons to reach out and ask others a simple question. A wise philosopher once said, the only stupid question is one not asked. A great mentor can really make or break your future in this industry. You know, as a kid, what always amazed me was the fact that my father would go out of his way and try to put complicated things together without once looking at the instruction manual. He figured a real man doesn't look at directions. A real man's capable of figuring it out on his own. Okay, Pop, you keep right on thinking that. Guess what? He wound up going back to the training manual, looking at the instructions, and figuring it out anyway. Purpose of today's video is saving you the embarrassment that my father once had to go through, admitting he was wrong and should have looked at the manual. Friends, what is mentorship? Because there's a whole world of difference between somebody who's just a trainer and a mentor. Let's look at it from what it was to what it is. Back in the day, it wasn't just about logging miles or passing a test. It was about becoming a seasoned, road-tested businessman. It came from years of experience, one hard lesson at a time. But today's mentors are, I think, less willing to extend themselves to showing more and more people the ropes necessary. Most of us don't want to be mentored. We need to change that. Here with us is Thumper and Bo, world famous duo of dog and passion-driven cattle hauler moving dreams and beef across the upper Midwest. Where do you put the mentors into the causation for you getting where you are today?
Well, I got a couple of mentors. My dad, him and I had the passion for not just semis, but cars and, farming and ranching and stuff like that too. So that was a big part. And then I did job to job and couldn't find out what I really liked to do. And then I had an opportunity to drive a truck. Then I started working for the company that I own now, and that brings me to my next mentor, is the owner of that company. He taught me a lot and guided me on the right way. And when he offered the company to me, I took it, and actually still to this day, he still guides me and helps me out when I have questions about business related and stuff like that. Mentors is a big thing in my book. They're not trainers, they're mentors. They go above and beyond to make sure you succeed.
And how do you attribute the difference between the two expressions you just used? What's the difference between a trainer and a mentor?
A trainer will get you so you get just by. He shows you the ropes and says, okay, here you go, you're on your own. A mentor is somebody who actually will take the time out of their day and show you how to do it properly and keep working with you until you're able to do it on your own, or you feel comfortable enough doing it on your own.
See, let me tell you something. If you're looking for a mentor, always look at a veteran driver, somebody with 1 million miles or more. A veteran driver can teach you what a textbook can never deliver to you. There's a lot of those tips and tricks you have to learn on your own, but as in the case of my father, why do things the hard way when a simple question can save you hours? Why do it the hard way? If other people know it, ask the question. And to you mentors out there, why get bothered, insulted, or frustrated when the younger generation asks you a question? They want to learn. See, the media loves to paint this whole industry as a grind with a bunch of automatons behind the wheel that don't care about anything other than the freaking dollar. If you listen to the media, the industry's doomed. Think back for a moment. You too were once new in this field. You too were once a novice in the industry. I'm asking you guys to remember just a simple fact that it don't take much. So take a moment, look in the mirror, and ask yourself, what would you do if your own family member were out here hungry for knowledge, looking for someone to look up to and show them the way to a better path? A few minutes and good advice. That's priceless. And by the way, a good place to start, I will happily say, is truckincitymedia.com. There's a lot to be said about the networking, the possibilities of mentorship in where you were versus where you are. How valuable getting a hold of the right mentor at the right time in the right business would be if you're looking into trucking today.
Find the right person that will sit down with you and actually show you how to drive a truck properly, how to load and unload. When I
Mhm.
first started this job, I never knew how to set a pusher. Now I can sit there and look at the gauge and be like, "Yep, this needs to be here," and it'll put me 12,000 pounds on my steer axle. Finding the right person to sit down and actually train, quotations, but it's more or less willing to work with you and keep working with you until you get it down or until you're comfortable enough doing it by yourself. That's the main thing. I still got friends and stuff that I sit on the phone, and if I got a question about something, I'm like, "Hey, how do you do this?" Because I don't know everything, and I never will. If you quit learning something new at least every day, doesn't matter how small it is, you need to go find something else to do.
I'm going to tell you, if you're new in the industry, don't lose faith. It's easy to get frustrated, and it's very easy to get overwhelmed. But if you can find the time, enlist the help of a question to someone like me or others that are seasoned veterans, and find someone to look up to as a mentor, that will make the biggest difference in your decision to stay in the game. Trucking's not just a job, it's a lifestyle. And with the right guidance from trustworthy sources, driving truck and owning a truck can be a serious game changer. Never forget, it's the trucks that make the deliveries, but it's you that make the difference. Join us for more exciting talk about news, current events, and tips and tricks to help make your life easier and make trucking great again. Twice a week, Wednesday and Saturday at 7 o'clock. You take care, be safe on the road, keep the faith, and keep her rolling.